Okay, let's go. So this version of Prince of Persia has amazing cutscenes. I've seen like a little bit of it in a video. And how do I get past this? Sega, please? Sega?
Sega.
Sega!
Sega.
Wow, listen to that CD audio music, aren't you impressed? I'm very impressed.
I like the pixel.
So the intro should automatically start here after a little bit, I think. Victor Musical Industries. Ooh. So intense.
Foolish Sultan. You think
Okay, we need way more volume for this, way more volume.
you can return to
Way more volume.
Persia. But you're wrong. You no longer rule here. Soon the princess and all of Persia will be mine. I will be Sultan. I am invincible.
This is so good.
Oh, Christmas.
Thing is, it's actually not the worst voice acting I've ever heard.
Let me see the story of my triumphant future.
Like, it's actually a good voice.
Show me
Yeah.
Persia under my reign.
I think this is like 91 or 92, and
Show me the princess when
there
she's
weren't
my
many games
wife,
with good voice acting back then.
and all Persia is ours.
Does sound like the actor is having a lot of fun.
God.
Terrified of Jaffa. While father has been away,
Suddenly
Jaffa
enemy.
has banished the servants.
Don't worry. When the Sultan returns, everything will be all right.
Oof.
Thank you. You're so kind. I've been very worried since father left for his mission far away. I'm so glad that you are here.
Oh, Lordy.
I would like you to meet father when he returns.
Yes, but I am just a wandering traveler.
I'm just a wandering
Your father
traveler.
may be angered if he sees us together and banish me along with Jaffa.
So funny.
Princess, please return to your quarters at once.
What do you want? Stop it! Leave me
Now
alone!
it just sounds like a fan dub.
Princess!
Yeah, that guard didn't sound very impressive. Well, excuse me, Princess of Persia.
Leave us alone!
It is Master Jaffa's orders.
What?
We must arrest
Not Jaffa
him.
cakes.
Him? He didn't do anything wrong.
Master Jaffa will explain later. Please return to your private quarters.
He didn't do anything wrong. Stop it! Let him go!
Suddenly reverb.
Princess!
That is so good.
Young knight.
Good laugh.
Methinks you are getting a little too friendly with the princess. And to reach my goals, I must get you out of the way.
Oh, that delivery. Out of the way! So good. That's just amazingness. So good. So good. Ooh, more stuff. It is also voiced. This is like the original intro for the game. Ooh.
Sweet princess, how are you feeling? How do you feel about my proposition? You will marry me, yes?
Never. Who would want to marry you?
I shall ascend to the throne of this kingdom. Your destiny is by my side.
father will never approve of that.
Your father has no place here anymore. I shall rule. Come to me.
Don't touch me!
Ha 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 ha!
Oh!
Jesus.
Why this scream?
You
Is
make
it how
that
to
microphone
magic?
peak.
Very well then, princess. I shall give you some time to make up your mind.
He made that microphone peak.
Either you marry me, or
Madame.
when the last grain of sand slips through this hourglass, your time is up.
Is this one of the dating scenes from Wars and Roses?
No.
Hmm.
There's not enough English. And she
God.
hasn't called, Doesn't that mean he just kind of killed the guard?
Yeah, does that mean he should have a sword now?
Jaffa, I will never forgive you for this. Princess, wait for me. I will save you and crush Jaffa's ambition forever.
Forever!
Did none of the voice actors get like a proper script with Jafar's name?
I don't think they had a director.
Were they told anything?
My question is a
Okay,
big no.
there's Sunny Loud, Sunny Loud. I don't know what the in-game's much louder than cutscenes. Was it like for when it's 14 had earlier? So I don't know how many cutscenes this version has,
Neither do I.
but well, hopefully more than one. I mean, I would assume this at the very least an outro, like an ending.
I mean, yeah, there are endings and stuff and all of that.
But there are other scenes they could voice as well, like whenever she sends like the when like she sends out the mouse, maybe like Princess Shadow's voice somehow. I don't know.
The what?
Yeah, there's like a shadow. I mean, I don't know. Like it's all in-game stuff, so I would
I
assume
hope-
it's not voiced. It would be funny though.
I hope it's just. If it is, I hope it's just Dr. Claw, like, hello, Prince. I've been expecting you.
That would be
Now
good.
we will fight to the death, and I will be victorious.
Oh, flashing light stuff warning.
Guys, help me. I can't.
The controls are like a little bit off compared to the version I'm used to, which is the DOS version.
I think you're just making an excuse because you know you're not gonna win.
You don't think I'll win?
No? You're already making an excuse?
Yes,
I
Kenji,
thought
this
you
is
were-
Sega CD.
I thought you were a real gamer.
I am a real gamer.
We'll prove it.
Watch me kill this
God.
man.
Oh yeah, but like watching, like, come on, stab him. And then you write him a long message about how he's horrible on Xbox Live.
I killed him.
Very good. Look at that scrub.
No,
I can't even do that kind of online persona without like with a straight face.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Japanese language. Like, I think they usually use the same sound for RNL.
Oh
But-
yeah, this would likely have been like dubbed in Japan, like with just English-speaking actors.
Yeah, I guess it's possible. I don't know like how this port was developed at all. So, but it is possible it was developed in Japan. Okay, beat level 1. Let's go. I hope there's more music than this just track. It's nice to actually have music in the game, but hope there's more music. Oh, combat is very sluggish compared to the DOS version. Oh, this is bad. Oh god, it's horrible. Like, the swords don't even connect when you parry, what the hell? Ooh, potions are just green here?
Did his stomach expand when he drank that?
I didn't pay attention.
I have a keen eye for stomachs in video games.
Huh.
Concerning. Did you see Digital Foundry's thingy on Uncharted?
No?
It's a little disappointing.
Was there, like, stomach stuff?
Oh yeah, Nathan Drake's stomach is like laid bare for the world to see.
Oh. Oh.
But no, like, it's a good port, it's just basic. You know, in the Uncharted 4 multiplayer, they did actually add a skin for Nathan Drake where he's just shirtless.
Oh, God.
I don't see why that's a problem.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. I might struggle because of the combat here. This combat, they made it so bad in this port. I think this close potion area is safe. So it's you said it was a lazy port. There's another guy here. God damn it! I guess it's just Uncharted 4, but high frame rate and nothing else changed. Well, I guess it has dual sense controls now. Not sure what else they could have done.
Or the multiplayer.
Oh yeah, the multiplayer. That's yeah. They kind of removed them. Yeah, that's kind of yeah. Huh.
We were so close at this to 60 FPS co-op. We were so close.
Hello there, fake. Yeah, this is unfortunately not a modded version of Prince of Persia, so no widescreen, no smooth scrolling. I should work more on my mods. I think I was doing some cool stuff. Did the music just die there for a second? It sounded broken for a second.
It's one of the musicians kind of like forgot the next note. So the whole band like turned around to look at him and they were like, "That note, that's that note."
Whoops. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Whoa, why did I move that far to the right there? Totally know what I'm doing. Okay, I hope I can actually beat the game. I'll be very sad if I somehow mess this up. Okay, then I can just run to the exit here. Just run to the exit. There we go.
Look at you go.
Yeah. Oh god, is it just this music track? Like, is it just gonna be this music track?
Yes.
No, please, no.
You wanted music, you didn't specify how many tracks.
Oh god.
It's like a monkey paw moment.
Monkey paw moment?
Where you get what you wish for, but not in the way that you wanted it.
Yeah, this, I have to be honest, this is not an amazing port of Prince of Persia.
I beg your pardon, have you not seen the cutscenes?
Alright, the cutscenes are amazing.
Which one are you? The one who's blooded or the skeleton?
It's hard to know these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cutscenes are great, but they made the controls kind of bad. Like, I don't know, it feels off, and it's nice to see the controls. Like, what?
Maybe the controls were always bad.
You made me so shook that I just died. This is gonna, oh god,
I feel kind of bad. I'll take it back.
Okay, so if I might resort to save state. Like if it continues to be
okay.
bad like this, I might resort to save states. How do I do save states?
Do what you must. That I don't know. I have not messed around with RetroArch to that extent. It reminds me I also need to set it up properly for Tekken 1, 2, and 3. Make sure they work well and look sharp. It's gonna be so much fun to like just stream every Tekken game I possibly can. So much Tekken. Well, yeah, actually, it's gonna be so much. It's gonna be crazy. Carble's probably gonna be a little sad since Soul Calibur, but which is fair.
I don't like the chompers. I already missed my widescreen mod because then I could see like what's directly to the left here, so I know exactly what kind of jump to make.
You can do it. You can do it. Do it.
I'm pretty sure that would be a valid jump in the DOS version. I'm pretty like 99% sure that what I did there would have been fine to do in the DOS version. This is disconcerting. Okay, I'll just be a little bit cheap. I'll add save states here and there. How do I do save
I
states?
think that's a good call.
How do I do save states?
Main menu?
That's
Oh wait, settings has a saving thing.
well,
In settings there's like a saving
and that's
menu.
probably for like. Oh, okay, that is this states here. Doesn't really tell me how. Maybe I have to do like a mapping of keys.
It's possible.
Why they make it so hard for me to cheat? Maybe it's like in the drop-down menu. If I just go back to the game and use drop-down menus. Oh, here we go. Save state options. Okay. I can use the drop-down menus in the like task window thing, whatever it's called. That was on me. That was on me. That was on me. I think it's really only like the SNES version that's seen as a really good console port of Prince of Persia. Otherwise, a lot of them have pretty big flaws. I tried that thing that a random guy on YouTube like messaged me about, where I edit a shader in Soccer 4 to like reduce the blur, like the post-processing AI thing. And oh, am I too slow? I'm not too slow. Okay, good. I'll just cheat again. I'm gonna cheat again.
How did...
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
What is that?
Things like rewind support, really, Carby? Do you know the mapping, like how that's mapped? Because I kind of feel like rewind is more fun than save state. F2 is save state.
Yeah. Also more efficient because it's quicker.
Ooh, I haven't gotten this far in the music track so far. It's getting funky.
Prince of
R2
Persia.
rewind? Okay, let's just so F2 for save state. Yeah, it's F2 for save state, and then oh god, that made the sound all funky when I rewound.
I feel like that usually happens when you rewind.
Does it matter which side I let him fall? I feel like I should remember this because I played this game so many times, but I forget.
Can you trust this version?
I don't know, like okay, it's fine the way I did it. Although I shouldn't have climbed back up there. Okay, I might be dead here. Is this F3 to load? Actually, wait, no, I can just rewind. Oh god, it's like Braid with the music. Nope. Not. Okay, there we go. Oh god, combat. I feel like the combat is the worst part in this port. Like, it just feels horribly sluggish. Like, not responsive at all, and like the swords, like the collision boxes just seem weird or something. Like something with the collision that it just looks completely off. And it's just so sluggish. Yeah, Emerald, that was always a mechanic in original Prince of Persia. If you don't have your weapon out, you just instantly die to an attack. But yeah. So that soccer thing was. It didn't remove the blur entirely, but it was nice to get progress on it. I wanted to reply to the guy writing the comment, but his comment is gone, which I feel like is very mysterious. Like I only know the comment because I got an email about it.
Are you sure you got an email about it?
I think. I mean.
Maybe it was all just in your head.
But why is it in my email inbox?
Maybe your head just really materialized. And then as soon as you like snapped out of it, it was like just poof, like a mirage.
Oh no. Yeah, there's part of the graphics which I find to be kind of horrible, like the background here.
That previous room you were in, that just looked unfinished. That kind of hurt my eyes.
I don't think I would go to the right here. I can't jump up there? I can't believe I'm forgetting the game already. It hasn't been that long since I last played through, does it? Can I rewind faster than this? Oh well. Is this like a global feature in God damn it. In RetroArch? Can I rewind in every game in RetroArch? Yeah, like I feel like there's something off with the jumping. Like the timing for the jumping is yeah, the timing for the jump is definitely weird compared to the DOS version. Like I'm doing jumps I'm pretty sure would be fine in the DOS version. I imagine, like, for instance, rewinding a PS1 game would be much more demanding than a Sega CD game. Oh yeah, I need to get, what's his name again? Yuri Lowenthal, is that the Prince voice actor in Sands of Time?
I think so.
Get him to be all, no, that's not how it happened.
I sometimes lose track of it, but I think he has like voiced Prince the most. And then it was Nolan North in the 2008 reboot, and then it was Robin Atkin Downs in one of the edgier outings.
God. I hate the controls.
I thought you were about to say you hated Robin Atkin Downs. Glad I was wrong.
Wait, did you say he voiced the prince?
Yeah, one of the edgy games.
Wait, what?
Hang on, I'll check.
Is it? Do you mean when you say edgy? Do you mean fucking shit? Warrior Within?
I don't think that's the title, not fucking shit.
You sure you said it was supposed to be edgy?
Yeah, but I don't think they would take it that literally. Let me see here.
Maybe I should get
Prince.
a potion.
Yeah, Robin Atkin Downs voiced him in Warrior Within.
Oh wow, I feel like I feel like I just got a reason to play that game now.
And then Yuri Lowenthal returned in the Two Thrones, and then Nolan North in 2008, and then Yuri Lowenthal again in The Forgotten Sand.
I feel like everyone forgot about Forgotten Sands.
I feel bad for Yuri Lowenthal. It's like, he gets to be the role, then he's replaced for a game, he returns to the role, gets replaced for a game, returns to the role. Like that must be slightly confusing for the poor man. It's like, you get to reprise it, but not for every game? So it's partially funny.
Oh god, I
think Robin Atkin Downs just killed you.
wow. So I'm not gonna claim I'm the best gamer of all time, but if this was a DOS version, I would be doing this completely fine. The controls here, I feel very, very just laggy in general.
I feel like if you were truly the best gamer, you would adapt easily, you know?
And hello, Jonas? This is the
Hey.
this is Sega CD version. I think might have been one or two other ports that use the same graphics. A Sega CD, is that like a Mega Drive but with a CD? Is that how it is?
It was an add-on for the Mega Drive.
I wouldn't be surprised if Prince of Persia just exists for the Mega Drive as well and is the same port but minus the music and the cutscenes.
That did happen a lot, like Mortal Kombat had like a Genesis port, then you got a Sega CD port. And some other games that I forgot about.
Oh, that's not safe. I don't know why I did a jump there. But it's interesting with the Prince of Persia ports because they're all like most of them are very different. Like almost all of them have like unique graphics. It's kind of a unique scenario. I wonder if they were just outsourced like a billion different companies and they weren't cooperating. Like they weren't sharing assets.
Possible.
But yeah, this is a bad port of the game.
Oh no, Robin Atkin Downs fell down.
I'm still baffled they got Robin Atkin Downs to voice him in Warrior Within.
Yeah. I can even send you a picture. If you wanna see his image next to the prince.
No, I believe you. I believe you.
Aw, that's so sweet.
So I think the shadow just always takes this potion, so it's kinda pointless to go after it. How do I... Do I have to go to the right to activate the gate there? Let's just go this way anyway, like this might be a waste of time. I kinda can't remember exactly where I need to go here. Actually I think I do remember. I think going here is unnecessary, but oh well. And there we go. Look at that shadow. Wow, what a jerk. What a jerk. That was my potion. I was so looking forward to drinking. I don't think I'm able to... I don't think I'm supposed to like catch up to the shadow that much. Okay, I think I'm just supposed to fall down here. I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
He doesn't look as intimidating as I thought, so I'm gonna give him a sillier voice. They drank it from you. You cannot catch me alive, Prince. I have the Jaffa cakes.
Was that Robin Atkin Downs with the?
Yes.
Wow.
He was already voice acting in 1991.
I think
When
this.
was Babylon? When was Babylon 5 a thing?
Early to mid 90s, I think. I don't think it was supposed to be going up
And he
there.
was-
I don't need to go up there.
And he was in his 20s there, right?
I think it was in his late 20s in Babylon 5, I think.
And that was like late 90s.
Yeah. So I mean, it's possible he could be
The man
doing,
hasn't aged.
Yeah, I think he's in his like 40s now or something.
Robin
I forget all the ages.
Downs. He is 45 years old. The man hasn't aged. This man has not aged.
So he would have been like how old was he in Babylon 5 then? Was it on like 20 or something?
Yeah, I guess it would be like relatively early 20s. He hasn't aged.
Yeah, I don't know. He
I want to know the man's secret. I feel like I've aged like 1 billion years since, like, just my late teen years.
lucky genes? I don't know.
I guess so. I'm jealous. I was jealous of his beard. That's a good beard.
You can hit F5 to change retroarch UI.
But the PS3 look is so nice.
Oh god, I hate these controls. Yeah, I was going to say earlier that it's only the SNES version that has the SNES level. Like all other ports of Prince of Persia, they have the same level set as the original game. SNES was the only port, at least as far as I know it, that was the only port to do changes to the levels. But I was kind of hoping some of these mid-level cutscenes would be voiced, but it doesn't look to be the case. So I guess it might only be the intro and outro that are
Oh, Prince. I need you, Prince. Time is
Have a
going to
voice.
go. There you go. It's voice. Wow.
so impressive.
I'll save you, princess. As
Oh
my name
God,
is
oh no.
Prince.
Robin Neck and Downs, I don't think that's a delivered user bit fucking shit going with. I'm fine.
Oh, you want more intensity? Fucking shit trap.
No.
Come on, you scoundrel. I will stop you. Oh, fuck.
Is it a
Is that good
slowdown? I'm
enough for
pretty
you?
sure. I feel like that might be making the controls like randomly laggy. God, this feels so bad. I'm not looking forward to the final fight in the game.
There is a part of me who actually be kind of into like a really edgy Prince of Persia reboot, but it's just because the prince swears a ton. Like, that's the only reason it's edgy. Otherwise, it's completely fine.
That has a much smoother transition in the DOS version, where there's basically no loading time between the two levels.
Sega CD was pretty notorious for loading on actual hardware. Whenever I read Good Genes, I'm just reminded of Liquid Snake.
So I think there are only two music tracks in this. I think like the dungeon levels have their own track and the palace levels have their own track, and like having to, especially like just having to like the start of this track like over and over and over again. Well, and I guess also like a combat track, but yeah, like it's nice to have music, but it should have been better made, better implemented.
You could always put on Ratchet and Clank 1's soundtrack.
No. I fell.
Okay.
I wanna say it was also super quick loading back in the day as well. Like if you play the DOS version on old PC, Though I guess it is kinda... Actually, no, yeah, I think it's a case. I think that's the case, because I have...
Wasn't it on like floppy disks?
Well, I mean, you would have it installed on the hard drive.
Oh yeah, but then I can imagine it's like quick to access it.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that long since I played through the game on DOSBox, and I don't think... Jesus Christ. I don't think DOSBox version would be super fast, like, it would, like, utilize... It wouldn't be as if like the CPU is like a modern CPU. I'm just trying to do this the same way I'm doing it on DOS. I guess that this kind of jump would work. There we go. This version is mean. This version is mean. I need a running jump there. Yeah, fake, the soundtrack is making me dizzy as well. Owie. Ow. Ow. This is very bad. Okay, he just fell. Very good. Very good. And then I think I'm close to finishing the level.
That was a horrifying scream.
I like the screaming owl sounds. They're very immersive. They're very good. Very good. Very good. Oh, chompers. Okay, there's a pressure plate I have to avoid. I just noted you can't see them in this version, like in the DOS version, and also the version you can see the different type of pressure plates, like 1 pixel down. But in this version, they're kind of invisible, which is kind of mean. Very mean. Okay, we're getting good. We're getting pretty good progress here.
Yeah. I dare say that was pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah. No, look at that mouse. Wow, look at the mouse go. No voice acting here.
Oh, Jerry! Avoid
Oh.
Tom!
Oh, there is voice acting.
I'm so fabulous.
This level is pretty tricky. It's a very long level. But I have the dagger of time, so if I mess up, it's fine. Ow! I'm already messing up.
Oh, no, that's not how it happened. I did a no damage run.
Give me a second.
What
was it? What is this? Okay, I was hoping like maybe there was actually I guess it's this like run ahead through this latency. I don't know if that's something, maybe that's bad to mess around with right now. I don't know if that messes up the emulation, but I don't know, I mean it's possible the lag is purely the game, it has nothing to do with emulation, but still the combat not feeling responsive it's kind of annoying.
That's never fun.
Yeah.
Like you kind of want the main meat of the game, which is the combat, to feel good.
I wouldn't quite call it the meat of the game in Prince of Persia, but yeah, it's
the only thing you do.
I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you real hard.
If you slap me, I'll put you in Luxus field.
Did you know Prince of Persia was supposed to have no combat?
I was not aware.
It's true. John
It was
McNair
going to
thought...
release.
Hmm?
It was going to release without the meat of the game.
Yes.
So you agree?
But yeah, he was originally gonna... Like, it was just designed to be a platformer to begin with, and he was planning to have no combat, because he couldn't find space in memory for like for an enemy sprite.
Interesting.
But then he did some trickery and figured, oh yeah, I have some more memory. Okay, let's add combat.
Neat.
And the
I
way
really like how
yeah, no, you go.
I really like how creative like developers were when they had like those kind of limitations to work with. How they got it to add in these things after all. It's really neat.
I think if I stealth here, he'll still be facing left when I approach him later, I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, like, there's a lot of sneakery that did. For instance, like the shadow enemy, it's using the same image data as the prince. Well, at least in the original Apple version. Like, it's the same image data, but like it does just like it just like does a fancy thing with how it reads the graphics for the prince to make it look weird when the shadow is rendered. But a lot of tricks to just reduce the overall like how much memory the game took. Wow! Do you see that stealth? Very fancy stealth. Basically a Metal Gear game right now. It's kind of interesting. Like, it's almost silly how, like, spent a lot of work making the original Apple version, but that's not the version that became popular. It's also, I mean, hopefully I don't sound too rude saying this, it's not a very good version of the game. Like, it has horrible slowdown. And the graphics are maybe a little bit too simplistic. Like, the Apple II was a very old machine by that point. Did I mess myself? Did I mess this up?
It's a good thing a re-release managed to like pick up Steam.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
a re-release port version.
And I'm gonna say it was a DOS
Remaster.
version. That was the first version to like really sell, and then it was ported to basically every machine under the sun.
Well, that's a lie. I do not have that by Wii U.
Fucking. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I have Sands of Time. I have
That's
the
the
Sands
only
of
thing
Time.
you just said. It's the only thing that you said.
Oh, God damn it. I don't want to. I disagree with this. I disagree with this game.
Like, it comes off so aggressive and you just didn't say anything afterwards. It's really good.
Oh, yikesy! Oh, I hate the controls. I hate this. At least backwards music is kind of funky to listen to. Okay. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Oh, there's a pressure plate there. I think I can just do a standing jump here. And there's a jumper here. 2 jumpers, oh boy. Jump, jump, they say. How does have to do this again? Just like do steps here? Okay, I think, yeah, just do steps. Oh no, I'm stuck. I didn't do that fast enough, the gate is closed. Oh well, GG, I have to restart the entire game. Well, that
Really
was
good
Prince of
run.
Persia, I guess. Yep. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm saved. I'm saved. I'm saved. Jerry, help me.
Squeak. That's Jerry's voice.
Yep. What's the deal with all these pressure plates? That's Jerry.
Squeak, squeak.
Oh, now the mouse cuts in.
Squeak, 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 squeak. Oh, yes,
Very
I
good
know,
voice
Jerry,
acting.
It's so terrifying. Squeak, 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 squeak.
I mean, that's basically as convincing as Jerry Seinfeld's acting in Seinfeld. He wasn't a very good actor.
Never seen Seinfeld.
It's a very funny show. I rewatched it some years ago. Like, I don't know, like I feel like the first few seasons haven't aged that well, but the later seasons are very good.
I know the main theme, that's about it.
Oh. Oh, nice. Perfect.
There are many things, TV shows, movies I should watch, but I just never get around to.
Well, that's fine. I don't know, like, controversial opinion. I kind of feel like TV shows are just flawed. They're just flawed. I feel like, I don't think there's a single, or at least there's very few TV shows where like every single episode is good. Like usually, I feel like the ideal way to watch a TV show is to have someone give you a list of the good episodes and only watch those episodes. I feel like there's a lot of shows where like half the episodes just aren't very good. Whoops. Now, there's the same thing with like with Seinfeld. Like I kind of feel like you might as well just skip the first few seasons. They're not as
Really?
good. Faulty Towers, that might be a TV show where I'd say every episode is good, but it's also a very short, fucking god, I'm fine, TV show.
It's a very short fucking goddamn.
Yes. I wish it was long, it's a very good show.
That's a good
very
review.
show.
They should put that in the box of the show.
It's a very good show.
Find it on Netflix, and that's just like the first review. It's a very short fucking goddamn it. FluffyQuack 2022. Elegant. You still need to. I think you get a 14-day trial on Disney Plus, right?
I got it with Game Pass Ultimate. I got Disney Plus trial. I don't know if that's still a thing.
I need to check if it is, because then, I mean, I need to watch Mandalorian.
Mandalorian
Boba Fett.
is Boba Fett.
Like a
Mandalorian is
panther.
pretty good. I mean, it's like it's
Like a
not like
panther.
it's not the best Star Wars.
It doesn't
but
have to be the best.
But it is good Star Wars.
I mean, as long as it's good Star Wars, I'm in. That's
And
all I really want.
you should watch episode 5 of the Boba Fett show.
But Panther.
Fucking
No, it's a meme. Don't you put on that
okay,
tone.
let's play the rest of the level like this. I drank the wrong potion, but it's fine. Let's just play the rest of the level like this. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
Everything's fine. I kind of forgot.
Oh, no.
I knew one of those potions would do this, but I thought it was the second one, not the first one. Oh god, maybe this was a mistake.
This seems horrible.
I kind of have no idea what I'm doing. Like I don't recognize the level anymore. Now it's upside down. Where am I?
Who am I?
Did I
Where is that large
backtrack?
automobile?
I think I backtracked and I didn't even realize it. Shall I rewind drinking that potion so I know where I'm going?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I really need to get on with like Mandalorian and Boba Fett. Like, might as well keep up trying to watch all the Star Wars I can.
You're gonna also watch all of the animated shows?
I already did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I watched the 2003 Clone Wars, and then I also watched the CGI movie and then the CGI show.
Did you watch the Bad Batch?
I did not start that. That's true. That's on Disney Plus only. But otherwise,
They even saw the holiday special animated.
Oh god.
the first appearance of Boba Fett, and it's in that thing.
Okay, so I think I go down here. Do I go down here?
It's still so weird, like that happened, like that got made. It's even weirder that they got Harrison Ford to actually sign on.
Yeah, I would love to know more details about how Holiday Special, like how it happened.
Granted, Harrison Ford does have the face of like God, just thinking of the paycheck. And it'll all be over soon.
Didn't Harrison Ford do like an Uncharted commercial at one point?
Yeah, he promoted Uncharted 3.
And he was all like, "Wow, this is amazing! Holy shit!"
Yeah, actually it was. Weirdly, only in Japan. Like, it was only for Japan.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh god.
I forgot I need to drop a tile near the start of the level.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm almost impressed by how bad my memory is, considering how many times I've played this game.
It happens.
Do I have to... Do we have to backtrack all the way now? Is there like no other shortcut to get back there? This is awkward. Well, give us more time to talk more about Disney Plus. There's a lot of Marvel stuff. If you like Marvel, there's way too much Marvel stuff on Disney Plus.
I like Marvel. I like some Marvel. I don't like all Marvel, but I like some Marvel.
I don't like all Marvel. I watched parts of WandaVision the other day. I don't think I like that show.
I think a lot of it also kind of comes down to, are you into these characters? Like, I think it helps when you are interested in the characters and all that. Like, if you make a Spider-Man show, I'm likely gonna be there because I freaking love Spider-Man.
Okay, now I'm close to where I dropped the tile.
Like, I watched a good chunk of the, like, 70s live-action show of Spider-Man just because it's Spider-Man. Was it great? Not really, but it was Spider-Man.
That's the one. That's a tile I need to drop. I watched through Loki. Loki, I think, is really good. Like Loki TV show thing.
I just love Tom in that role. I just love Tom as so much as Loki. He's so much fun in that role.
Oh yeah, he definitely looks like he's having
great.
fun.
You can feel he's having fun, and it just helps.
Really good
He's
music in the
just-
Loki TV show too. Fucking. Oh, it's fine. Never mind. I
I don't think he's saying that. So,
disregard
I really hope not.
my loss. It's
do not expect Prince of Persia to bring out the true you.
It is. It's a very intense game. Falcon Winter Soldier and Hawkeye. I haven't watched those. I might watch those. Okay, so I go down here. Is it the graphics?
just
Maybe
need
it's
to-
just the weird graphics that makes me forget what everything is. What are you saying?
Possible. I just need to know when they're adding Spider-Man No Way Home so I can watch it again.
There's no Spider-Man movies right now on Disney Plus.
Oh right, they're like on Netflix.
It's so silly.
Well, not the Tom Holland ones, but Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
So silly.
It is weird.
Okay. Beat this level, kind of spend more time than expected because I forgot to drop a tile, but it's fine. It's fine. It is fine. Yes.
But now to like not talk about like the Marvel stuff I haven't seen. I'm trying to think like what Marvel stuff have I seen? I've seen Iron Man 1 and 2, 3 because I just forgot. I've seen the first I've seen the first Captain America. I've seen and the Winter Soldier, which was fantastic movie. That was a great one. I've seen both Guardians of the Galaxy, which are great.
Oh, I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Super fun movies. I've seen the first Adventures in Infinity War and Endgame. Apparently, Age of
Oh,
Ultron
God,
wasn't
that's
that
terrifying.
good, so I just kind of skipped it by word of mouth.
Oh, look at this, look at this. This is super stealth, this is super stealth.
I've seen Thor Ragnarok.
I'm gonna fail this. Because I don't know exactly how I do this, but this is super stealth. Do I just fight him now? Do I just fight him? Is that it? Okay, I just fight him, okay. Okay, never mind, that's it, okay.
Never suspected a thing.
But doing that skips a pretty big part of the level.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm a professional Prince of Persia gamer.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, I've seen all Spider-Man movies. Help me. Can't help myself.
Why wasn't that gate on the left side opening?
I think it might actually be it for Marvel stuff.
And now it's opened.
They release so much Marvel stuff, I can't keep up.
Yeah, like, Disney is just... It's just pumping that stuff out just non-stop.
It's... I do feel like it oversaturates the market a bit.
I imagine it's probably good for, like, fans, but for me, who's more of like a casual fan, like, it gets a bit too much.
Yeah.
I watched the fucking... God, stop hitting me.
I don't know. Girl, please elaborate.
I watched, yikes, the Black Widow movie a few weeks ago.
Heard that one was kind of just eh.
Yeah, it's like okay. It's not very special. It has a few funny moments though, but it like one thing that's confusing is that it takes place immediately after. I think the second. No, it takes place immediately after. What's the movie called? Like Captain America: Civil War. Is that the one? Anyway, it takes place fucking. It's fine. It's
Takes
fine.
place fucking.
It takes place immediately after that movie, which is confusing because I don't have that. Oh god damn it! That good of a memory. I'm alive. He's not killing me.
Which movie
Oh,
was
he's
it
killing me,
again?
Okay. Captain America: Civil War, and it has a bunch of references to stuff that just happened in that movie. And I kind of just had to look up what happened in the movie again to just be up to date, like what is happening here, because I was very confused by the start of Black Widow.
The only thing I remember about Civil War, and it's not because I thought it was a bad movie, it's just, oh, hey, Spider-Man showed up.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't a bad movie, it's just, again, there's so much Marvel stuff, I lose track.
That's one of the few live-action Spider-Man appearances in Disney Plus.
Yeah. It was pretty great in that movie.
Hello there, Logan.
Hello.
Hello there. Eternals, that's another Disney movie. I haven't watched that one yet.
I haven't seen that one. But I know David Kaye is in that movie, who voices Clank.
I thought you were going to say
That's
David
kinda neat.
Cage. I was very confused.
No.
Why
Hello,
would they?
I'm David
Why would they get David Cage? That's so weird.
Hello, I'm David Cage. I'm now gonna destroy the Earth because I'm playing the villain. It's a very emotional scene here as the Earth goes boom.
Oh
Now
god,
I will
you
let
know...
out my I'll let out my battle yell. Roar.
You know what they should do? They should make like a new Marvel movie. I mean, they do that all the time, and then like have a really good cast, stellar cast, but the main character, Tommy Wiseau. Tommy
Who?
Wiseau as the main character. I
Oh,
feel like it doesn't really
no.
matter who it is. Like, it could be Iron Man or whatever, but like, just have Tommy, just have a Tommy Wiseau there.
You want Tommy Wiseau to be Iron Man?
Yeah, I mean, he could also be Spider-Man. Like, it doesn't matter. Just one of them.
Don't even put him near Spider-Man, please.
I would be so into that.
I'm swinging.
See, it would be so good.
That would just hurt.
Oh, it'd be so good. I never watched all of The Room. I only watched clips
He should
of it.
be
I feel like I should
Venom.
watch the movie. Venom?
You mean tell me it was Zombie Venom?
Isn't Venom a villain?
Yeah,
I don't think Tommy could be the villain.
but he could be a good Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. Wait, aren't these pressure plates? I think these are pressure plates,
Oh wait,
right? Yeah, those are pressure plates.
Tom Hardy plays a Venom. Like they already have a Venom in the MCU. But Tom Hardy and Carnage is already cast as well. No, I also got a Green Goblin.
What's the name of Spider-Man's love interest?
Mary Jane. Or Gwen Stacy, depending on which Spider-Man era we're talking about.
You're tearing me apart, Gwen Stacy. What's that name?
One of them. There's also Felicia, Black Cat.
Wow, he has a lot of love interests.
Depends on the era. Yeah. Spider-Man gets around.
I think I just do a jump to the right here. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I've played Miles Morales Alicia. That game was great. Played both of them. They were easily my favorite Spider-Man games. Insomniac did a fantastic job. I can't wait for Spider-Man 2. It's gonna be so fun. Oh, I
kill
thought
me.
Venom was MCU. Well, gosh darn, I need to read up on my MCU.
Wait, are you saying that Venom is part of the Spider-Man universe but not Marvel universe?
I guess Disney wasn't on hands enough to be part of the
But
MCU Spider-Man
but
universe, but he can be
Spider-Man
that
is part
Spider-Man
of
universe.
Marvel universe. I'm very confused.
Yeah, but I guess they're making an. It's. I want to say it, but that'd be spoilers for the last Venom movie.
Haven't watched any Venom stuff.
They're fine. They're weird.
I think I'm getting
They're
close to the end of the
fine.
game.
Hmm. I think Venom is just a case because that's like I think that's like Sony just running their own thing, whereas with Spider-Man that is like working with Disney.
Oh, here we go. This is like the basically the fun
But
level.
if you want to see Tom Hardy kiss Venom, then Venom's for you. That happens. Oh, the Morbius movie is going to be in Sony's universe? Oh. Yes.
I think there's a shortcut you can do somewhere around here, but I think.
Kenji
I'm
Spider-Man
gonna
3
try
Venom
this.
wasn't the greatest.
Okay.
But when you also read up about
I,
like why Venom is even in the movie, it kind of makes sense. It was
press
forced in
somewhere
by
buttons there.
Sony.
Okay, the game visible again. Okay. Okay, I'll give that one more try. I'm not sure if this will work. Maybe this trick only works in the PC version. I also don't save that much time, so it's not really worth doing. You have to fiddle a bunch. Yeah, let's not do this.
But
Let's just go the normal way.
Even with Venom being lame, I like Spider-Man 3. I genuinely kind of like that movie.
Wait, so Venom was in Spider-Man 3?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I did watch that movie. I
like
forgot there was
the
a
Sam
Venom
Raimi one, yeah.
The who what now?
The one directed by Sam Raimi, so the first Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
trilogy.
that's the one I watched.
Yeah, I like that one. I still like that movie, even though it is not as good as 1 and 2. I still think it's good.
I like good movies.
Yeah, I do too. It's nice. Although I do like my bad movies every once in a while.
Are you gonna watch a new Batman movie?
I do want to. I'm curious.
It has Catwoman.
Yeah, the weird thing is I'm actually mainly interested in like Robert Pattinson as Batman. Like I'm curious how he'll portray the character because he looks great in the suit. He looks really good.
He looks like a very edgy Batman.
It is probably going to be pretty edgy.
Disagree with me failing that. I also disagree with me rewinding badly. Oh, I did it again. Oh god, this is... There we go. Now I can run.
Yeah, I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. He's my favorite too. It could be nostalgia, but I just love him as Peter Parker in Spider-Man. He does such a good job playing that character. But I like all the live-action Spider-Man I've seen. Like Andrew Garfield's really good as well, and Tom Holland's I feel like he's only gotten better and better. But I get a big soft spot for Toby. He's the live action I grew up with, so nostalgia speaking, but
Time to fight my shadow.
Ah, yes, my shadow. I will fight you to your doom.
Fight done.
Oh,
Yep, it's just like a little puzzle. Like he mimicked your moves, so the right move is to not fight.
awkward. Yeah, Tom Holland feels miscast as Nathan Drake.
Oh god, yeah, that looks out of
He-
place.
He is a great actor, but I do not see Nathan Drake in him, and that is not. It's the same problem with like Mark as Sully. I don't see Sully. I just see Mark Wahlberg.
Hmm. Well, they made Mr. Jaffa Cake way easier than they're supposed to. Maybe they realized the combat controls were horrible, so they decided to make the last boss easier to fight.
Christian Bale isn't that depressed, was he? Like Christian Bale's Batman was, well, Bruce Wayne.
I'm Batman.
It's been, well, yeah, he's a depressing Batman. Most of the time, he needs subtitles to get what he's saying.
Oh, I think it's cut in time in a second here. Wait, they gave this level unique music? This level is like 4 screens long. Oh, it's a picture of Jaffa Cakes. Look at him. Wow, so adorable.
Oh.
Ooh! Hold on, let me just increase audio.
That's a very good image you froze on.
Jaffa!
Ha 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 ha! You insignificant fool. So you've come this far. Very impressive.
Free the princess and leave this place forever!
Brother!
You have the audacity to give me orders. How amusing. Very well then, brave young hero. But first, you must fight me!
I'm ready!
Yeah!
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 Whoa.
Jesus.
Okay, let me just reduce volume again. I forgot this is a thing they do in some ports, like they've added a new boss fight. Like I never played any of the ports doing this, but this is kind of interesting.
It's a whole new experience.
Ooh.
Dragon Ball of Persia.
Oh no.
Goku?
Okay, this is probably where they put the difficulty.
Did he shrink?
I don't think so.
He looked a lot more imposing before he pulled out the
Actually,
sword.
maybe, I don't know. The combat doesn't work the same as in the DOS version. Like, a lot of fights will typically like get into this back and forth where you're like parry attack, parry attack. That doesn't really happen here.
You just sort of keep swinging.
Kinda. Oh, okay, he died. The volume time. That wasn't a very difficult fight. Oh, bloody.
That was surprisingly graphic.
Whoa.
That is
I did it.
even more graphic.
It's all over now.
Oh, blood disappeared.
My brave hero.
Princess!
Wow.
Oh, quick ending.
And then Goku saved Princess Goku, and they married.
No, Goku, why?
Goku went on to become a Super Saiyan 4. Ultra Instinct EX plus Alpha. His power level was definitely over 9,000.
Like the Prince statue.
That was pretty good.
The end. So, what do you think?
Needed more cutscenes.
I agree with that. Yeah, like the cutscenes was the highlight here, and the gameplay was kind of way worse than the original. Wow, this epic theme though.
Going in.
And it's over. Okay, I think it's time for a probably way worse Prince of Persia port.
You have my attention.
And good news, this one doesn't have voice acting, so you can do the voice acting.
Do I have a script?
Yes. It'll be on the stream as it happens.
Really?
Yes.
Alright.
I just need to figure out where I have this. Where do I have this? Okay, I found it. Okay.
Should probably drink some water to like warm up my vocal cords.
You might want to go with something stronger.
I saw red kill green and then he jumped into a bandage. Him, red. Ow. No, it's pink. He did it. He's the murderer. He killed green. I did nothing.
Okay, I think this is it. I apologize if this is loud.
You did nothing the entire round. That's sus. So who are we voting on? Who killed green? Who reported the body? Or was it the button? I'm confused. What are you guys talking about? I wasn't even killed. I'm right here. Anyone seen Brown? I haven't seen him at all. That's kind of sus. I did asteroids. Simon says the wheels, the keycard scan, the wires, the download, the med scan, the navigation. Trust me, I'm clean. I can match with Brown. I saw him in electrical before I killed Green. I mean, before I did wires. Still not dead. Is this a phone?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Oh my, yes. But holy
Yes.
shit.
Yes. Yes.
Holy shit.
Will I do the voice? Shall you do the voice?
What voice would I give this character?
I don't know. He looks kind of sus, to be honest.
Is this Jaffa?
I think this is Jafar. I mean, Jaffa Cakes.
The Sultan's wives have been kidnapped by the Vizier to...
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, hold. I think I pressed the wrong button. I want to get the dialogue. Restart? Main menu? New game.
The Sultan's wives have been kidnapped by the Vizier to carry out experiments on Abstians. The Sultan's real mad. He no longer knows how to express his desires. 7 female prisoners, and only you can set them free and bring them back to life.
I don't think I understand that story at all.
He's real mad.
Whoa, this is fast. Okay, so I chose sound on, but not hearing any sound. But oh well.
Good.
I think this is running too fast. Whoa!
The timer looks like it. That's a sign.
You want to do this one
Someone-
as well?
I'll introduce you to the Persia and its camel delights, carnal delights.
Is it just Wars and Roses again?
Yeah,
God, I
you
died.
died. You just went up in smoke.
Yeah. What?
Oh.
I guess I can't jump over them?
I don't even think you can touch them. Oh, never mind, you can.
So this was the very first Prince of Persia game to be released on mobile phones. There's actually a whole bunch of them in total.
Are they
Although-
all like this?
No, I think most of them, I think most of them are basically like Sounds of Time, Warrior Within, and etc. How are they fighting? Okay, I like that he fell.
Off the screen.
I'm pretty sure this is running too fast, but god damn it, it does seem to be playable, so I'm kind of okay with
It's
it.
just the timer doesn't look like it's going too fast.
Those don't seem like seconds to me. I feel like it may be going a little bit too fast.
Oh, you think it's a minute?
I was just saying, like those don't seem like seconds to me. Those seem faster than seconds to me.
Hmm.
It's possible that I think I said just 30 FPS. Maybe it's supposed to be like 20. Okay, so I don't think there's any music in this. So I'm just gonna play a soundtrack.
Boom, boom.
I can play the soundtrack for Sons of Time.
Sands of Time?
Sons of Time.
You like the soundtrack, but not the game?
Yeah, I do. I mean, there are parts of Sons of Time I
That's
like.
fair.
I like the music. I think the story's pretty good.
That's fair.
I just don't like the part where I play the game,
Fair.
which is kind of a big part of the game. It turns out. It's your turn.
Spoken words are mere sounds when trying to express my gratitude. A quiet kiss may be worth more.
But this is Wars and Roses. Potions give you max 3 lives. I kind of like the chunky pixels in this. I kind of feel like the art style is very cute in this. By the way, this
Oh,
was
did you just fall off?
Yeah, that is very nice. It's like Prince of Persia 2. Press 2 to grab. Okay. You say so? But I say that I think Gameloft developed this game. They kind of basically developed every mobile phone game ever. They also made that Assassin's Creed game I played the other day.
The pixel art was really good in that.
Oh yeah. This has actually unique levels, which is kind of rare for a Prince of Persia 1 game, style game. 5 lives? Oh my god. The frame rate might be kind of... I think it's smoother than it's supposed to be, because I'm pretty sure I booted this up with the wrong frame rate. Because in this emulator I manually defined the frame rate, and I set it to 30, and this seems too wrong. So I think this is supposed to be... I mean, I thought it was supposed to be as bad as Assassin's Creed, but I'm betting this is supposed to be like 20.
There is something so weird about hearing 30 FPS being too much.
Well, this is a mobile game.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but it still weirds me out.
Can I run through this? That's a running. Okay, okay. Whoa!
Sultan visits me one night a week. I'm saving the other. Nights for a cute guy like you.
Okay, okay.
Why can't I... Never mind.
Oh, I killed a guy. Oh god. I died. But yeah, there's a part of me, like... I would love to try to get Prince of Persia 1 running at a high frame rate, but then I'd need graphical assets for the prince, well, for all the, like, the movable characters moving at a high frame rate, and... I mean... I can't draw. But it would be really cool to see Prince of Persia at a high frame rate. See it be super smooth. There are mods for like
I know
Doom
you
that
can
does
get it at a
that.
high frame rate.
What?
I know you can get it at a high frame rate.
Oh, how?
Play Sands of Time.
No.
Or Warrior Within for Robin Atkin Downs.
I mean, knowing he voiced the prince, I'm definitely more tempted to give that a go rather than Sands of Time. Besides that, I've tried Sands of Time. I tried it and I gave up, but I never tried Warrior Within. Never tried it.
All for Robin.
Robin
He does
is,
have a great voice.
He's he's a pretty good voice actor.
That's how I feel too when I hear him in a game. That's my first reaction all the time.
Yeah.
Even if he's just a random goon in the game. Yeah,
You
I
just,
just
so happy,
yell.
you just have to scream.
It made
Nope.
the intro of Uncharted 3 pretty awkward. You seem pretty tense to me. Let's see what I can do to help out.
I wonder if this game is super short, because didn't the intro say it was like 7 girls?
Yeah, and that was like the 4th?
I think so. Yeah, this is going by pretty fast. I don't know how to start fights without taking hits, which is kind of awkward. One thing that surprised me, that someone actually bothered to make a level editor for this.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, someone made
What?
a level editor for this.
I refer to my reaction whenever I hear Robin Atkin Downs.
Yep. If you just Google Prince of Persia Harem Adventures level editor, you'll find the level editor, which I don't know. He also made level editors for basically like every Prince of Persia game, well, or like all the old ones, like Prince of Persia 1 and 2, and then like some other ports, like this NES
That's
port.
actually pretty neat.
Yeah. I'm just mashing one button, by the way, when doing combat. That seems to work pretty well.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah, Logan, like a level editor for this Prince of Persia. That's what someone made, which is, god damn it, pretty interesting. I didn't get any checkpoints. Oh. What Prince of Persia games have you played? Did you play through Sands of Time?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, Sense of Time. It's the only one.
Okay. I feel like that's probably the case with most people. Like that was the Prince of Persia game that was like super popular. Although I don't know, the
on
original
PC?
was popular back in the day. What?
That was before my time.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that he's in every Uncharted game. Either he's voicing a character or he's just mocapping a character.
Robin Atkinson has been in
He-
so many games.
He is in every Uncharted game.
Oh, that was close. Oh, the checkpoint right there.
I think my favorite role of him in Uncharted is Talbot in Uncharted 3. He's just so fun in that role. But Navarro is also pretty great. Then he mocapped Tencent in Uncharted 2, which he speaks Tibetan, and which means that Robin Atkinson, when he was mocapping, he just spoke gibberish as placeholder. Because they got an actual actor in to dub the lines for Tencent.
Surely it couldn't have been literal gibberish.
The actual gibberish.
I mean, when they try to write something to get like general pacing, like get general length of lines, did they just tell Robin just like, yeah, say whatever you want, it doesn't matter, just
Pretty much.
scream for like 2 hours, it's fine, that works.
He didn't scream, but he said gibberish. Like, I think he said like stuff like, I think one example Nolan North mentioned on his Uncharted 2 playthrough was he would say stuff like yubba 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 ping pong. Like Robin Atkinson would just say that.
That's I'm not sure how to react to that.
Tencent had quite a few lines, Carvel, but he was not in the game for super long, but he did have quite a few lines for the time he was in it for. And he was also playable in the multiplayer. So,
I'm trying to find oh, okay, I found a button. I can just activate sword. Okay, so now I can do fights without taking a shit to begin with.
yeah, Liza, they never explained how Talbot got the powers. It's a shame Uncharted 3 was rushed. Because I really like the concepts and the villains and whatnot that game has.
On God. Aha! Aha!
Did you know the newest Boba Fett episode has numerous references to Star Wars Episode 1?
I approve. I like the movie.
Okay, I died here early, and I think I died in a fight. Yeah. Oh god, no. I think the fight's becoming hard, and it's kind of hard to do at this high frame rate. Okay, there's more dialogue coming up here.
Oh. Consider my body as the living expression of your bravery. What the f... How do I sue Sectus for making her read that?
No comment.
I think there is like... there's like
whoa.
one detail we know about like Talbot's relation to Marlo, which is that she essentially found Talbot on the streets, similar to how Sully met Nate. So it's essentially like kind of like how Sully like raised Nate to be good, then Marlo essentially raised Talbot to be evil. So he's like the reflection of Nate. But I mean, it's super easily missable because they don't really mention that a whole lot. You find it out in the background if you read up on the wikis like I did.
Trying to jump here, like I would jump it. We will let me. What? The controls are being weird, but okay.
I don't think it's actually mentioned in the game,
Oh, there
Elysia,
we go.
so you didn't miss anything.
What's not being mentioned?
How Marlo found Talbot in Uncharted 3. It's like info you have to find elsewhere.
Oh god, I took another hit there. Oh god. Oh, at least I had a checkpoint recently, so it's fine. That was a bad jump. Bad fall, I mean. Wow, that guy just kept on rocking.
According to Carpel, there's 2 versions of this game's plot. In one, the women are your the other daughters.
In one, women are Sultan's wives, other his daughters? Huh. I assume the first version was like their wives, and then they figured, you know, maybe that's a little bit too controversial, and then they changed it in later versions. By the way, like, there are many versions of the game where like, basically every version with the game, like, of this game has, like, very, very different graphics. I think that's the thing with, like, the phones at the time. They had just, like, very different resolutions, different capabilities, so...
I'm cutting out? Aw. That's a bummer. Because NVIDIA Broadcast didn't like that part.
You're being censored.
Yeah, live on air.
I was gonna say that, yeah, like, different versions of this for different phones look very, very different. Like, this was the best version I could find, like graphically. There's some with, like, way, way lower resolution and different assets. There's, like, one version that was, like, black and white. I am, This is becoming tricky now. Okay, 2 health. Back into this. Where did I go? Oh god, so much fighting. Like, the fighting is the trickiest part because it's just way too fast. I think, like, normally you're supposed to react, but that's kind of tricky. I could restart the game at a lower speed, but I kind of like the platforming at this speed.
I mean, you're getting through it pretty well.
I mean, I have died a bunch of times in this checkpoint now.
True.
Oh god, that's the second time I've messed up that jump, that fall. God, I have 1 health. There's a guy up here I need to fight. Is there health down here maybe? No! This game is hard. It's just like, this game is so hard. An engage? One health again, and there's a fight up here. And now the controls went funky again. Is it fine now? He keeps doing diagonal jumps. I don't want to do diagonal jumps. There we go. Good, Prince. Okay. I got 4 health. What is this nonsense? No! I think I have to get to that fight while having, like, max health or something. Yeah, I don't know why the guards are all holograms. When the guards in the other levels, they look like normal, but in the more recent levels, they kind of became holograms.
Yep.
Did you finish Dead Space 3 yet?
No, we did not, but we've made good progress. There's 19 chapters and we're at chapter 13.
I did it.
So, we're getting places.
Oh god, I have to be faster, but I want to be careful.
I just hope the game, like, shakes things up a bit, because the last session was very samey.
Ooh.
Like, environments where the same Soundware apparently had a really cool version of an environment that was like different for her character, but for me, it looked the exact same as an area we were already in. So for me, it was pretty ooh. Then we
God.
went through another area that looked the same. That was not great. And yeah, it was just kind of like a lot of nothing was happening for a while, and some stuff happened. Then predictable story beats happened. Simon Templeman showed up. That was cool.
Oh, there's more dialogue for you.
Oh,
Oh my.
what the holy Jesus Christ! You must be suffering bad. I will help you get your Steam back.
My Steam account back?
Yes.
Oh, when this released, I don't think Steam even existed.
I agree with Elysia. You should play Dead Space.
I have played through the game once back in the day. It's too spooky for me. I don't. It's too spooky.
I'll be in the call with you as moral
I
support.
mean, there's other games I could play in.
You should play Dead Space. You like Resident Evil.
Like, Elisa, that's a cool Resident Evil Along the Dark style game. I should play that one.
Play Dead Space.
No. You
Yes.
You can play.
Yes,
Fortnite.
but you
can
you
play
can do it too. You can play Dead Space 3 in co-op.
Fortnite. Oh lord.
You could. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Well, I
I agree with
know.
Elysia. You're a scaredy cat. You are a scaredy cat.
I am.
You're a
I am a
cow.
scaredy cat. That is true. Did I lose
a
health?
chicken?
I think I lost health after drinking that potion. That's rude. Is it gonna be a fighter? We're gonna be a fighter.
As Tommy Wiseau once said, you're just a chicken. Cheap.
Oh, God.
Cheap.
I would watch Tommy Wiseau play anything.
You're in luck. That actually exists on YouTube.
Oh no! 2 guys in a row.
Yes.
Oh, this is too much, game.
It actually exists on YouTube. Like there's actually a show where he plays like different video games.
What games did it play there?
I know he played some Mortal Kombat. That's
Ooh.
one. Let me check. There's like Tommy Wiseau video games. Ah, Jesus Christ. Oh, he played Dead Space 2.
Well, that's funny.
Mortal Kombat, Dead Space 2, Duke Nukem Forever, Dead Rising 2,
Oh god damn it.
Driver, San Francisco, Dead Island, Dangerous Hunts, Little Big Planet 2, Dark
Ooh,
Souls,
5 health.
and Fight Night Champion. And that was the last thing he played. That was 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Yikes!
Yeah. I agree, that's how I feel when something is 10 years old.
Huh. I guess The Room, I mean, that's an old movie, isn't it? Like 2003, I think. Okay, that potion hurts me, so I won't drink that. I'm at full health anyway. And here's the tricky part. Here are like 2 fights in a row. Against Ghost Pilot Shock. Monkey Island games are really good, by the way. You should play those.
Monkey Island?
Yeah.
Alright.
Have you played many point-and-click adventure games?
No. I have not. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. God. I died. No, I... Oh god, no. I put away the sword, but I did get a checkpoint out, so it's fine. God damn it. What does a sprite idol remind people of? You mean the one frame idle animation? I'm not sure what this. Like, I feel like this, just the general look of this game does remind me of something, but I'm not sure. I do. Yikes! God damn it! I do kind of like the art style of this. I don't know. I think I like. I feel like games with like really low resolution can have like an endearing art style. Like with Dark Souls, for instance, that was like super low res, but I feel like it just worked. I approve of more people playing Monk Island. That's a really good series. Well, as long as you ignore the last Renters. The first Renters are really good. I think Monk Island 2 is my personal favorite. I want that potion.
Oh, Gar with a big raid.
It's a Gar raid. Oh my god. I feel a little bit rude streaming at the Yikesy. I died at the same time as Gar, but
You did it, Gar. You did a raid. You did good.
But if people should follow Gar. He's on Twitch. He
Agreed.
streams.
He streams the cool stuff.
Maybe he's gonna become the
He's-
new big Mario Kart speedrunner.
He's just generally a cool person.
He has a YouTube channel where he has Barbie videos and Garfield videos, and
Music.
that. God, why did I fall for it again? And by Nigga Weisberg, yeah, yep.
Garble,
Garble,
please.
we don't need emote only.
Garble,
we don't
no.
need it. That's
Garble,
No,
Garble,
no.
please. Garble, if you... No, wait. Garble's a mod. He can still use the aiming command. You'll definitely get it next time, Garble. Yeah, that's...
I'm dying in such
You
silly
did
ways.
great. We'll absolutely get it next time.
That's a no-no.
Is that your goal? Like getting under 2 hours playing through Mario Kart 8?
Really kind of bad for Elysia.
Oh my god! I was looking at chat while I was walking there, and I forgot that that's where the trap is. That's the third time in a row I've died to the trap. I should not die to the trap. But I would suggest turning off emote on the chat. I feel kinda... I mean, we don't have many people who are not mods in chat, but I do feel bad for them. Sense of Time soundtrack is pretty good.
Yeah?
Okay, I remember now. The falling slabs. How do I deal with this though? Because I can't... Like, can I run... Yeah. So they changed the rules with the spikes in this version. Like in original Prince of Persia, you can run onto one and run away from one. You just can't run through one. And in this, if you run on it at all, you will always die. So I'm not completely sure how I survive that. This game is hard. This is like the hardest Prince of Persia ever. Okay, so how would you do this? Maybe can you do a standing jump? Do you think I can do a standing jump here? Let's try a standing jump. No. The instant I pressed the jump button, I just died.
It wasn't even a frame of the jump, you just poofed.
Maybe I have to jump over the spikes? I'm not sure if that's allowed in this version to jump over the spikes. Jonski wants to get back into Mario Kart 8 speedrunning as well. Is there a big like speedrunning scene for that game?
I want to say yes.
I guess it makes sense, it being a racing game and all.
And you could join in too, because you can do it without items.
Well, okay, you can jump over spikes in this version. If I'm gonna do a speedrun race of Mario Kart, it would be like a speedrun for like throwing the game out the window the fastest. God, yikes! Damn. It's fine. It's fine. I know what I'm doing this time. It's
The
fine.
window fast is that's a good any percent category.
Yeah, I would. Unfortunately, I would need like many copies of the game to keep doing it, though. Like to keep trying it.
I mean, that's fine. Nintendo is the one who wins in the end.
Yeah, yeah. Like the bad person wins. Like I don't want to fund them to like make more Mario Kart games. I'd
think it's
rather
already-
buy more copies of Garfield Kart.
You didn't seem particularly fond of that either
Oh, it was
last time we
so
played it.
good. Just ignore my constant screaming and swearing. It was so good.
I mean, I had a blast.
No! This checkpoint, like holy yikes! This checkpoint. This is hard. Window percent is an extended category. Yeah, good. I'm into this. Oh, should I buy a copy for Emerald as well? Isn't the game actually on
Yes.
sale right now?
I think so.
I think I might be rude and say that. I think I've personally bought enough copies.
Wow.
I did buy like 10 copies during Christmas. What does purple do? Let's see. Okay, purple hurts me. I should never drink purple.
So now you're thinking twice about buying a copy.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Ooh. Okay, I think this is gonna be a big boss fight. You see, like a ton of skeletons there. Like this is a big bad guy. Okay, I
They're all
can do
past
this.
use. It's just like Returnal.
Okay, one. How did I do this? Oh, okay. More voice acting. More voice acting. Ooh.
Free me from my bonds, and my hands will know how to deliver the Sultan's lives. Congratulations to Vizier managed to escape, but there's no doubt he'll be back soon to be continued.
What? Wait, is there a sequel? I don't think there's a sequel. Wait, well, I guess that was it. I beat the game. That was Prince of Persia Harem Adventures. It was like a half hour long.
Those designs.
Yeah, it's yeah. Yep. This
say
I
that
don't,
again.
this wasn't so bad. Like this was like an okay more arcadey Prince of Persia game. I think this was fine.